Hello and welcome to Idle Banter, Fuelin's Excellent Podcast. It's been a hot minute since we've all been back to talk about, well, absolute toss, but yeah, we, we, we've come back. We haven't died.
But most of us have come back, and the other ones crashed a Viper ACR.
Yeah, that. So we have 3/4 of the cast today.
How you managed to get hurt wrecking a 118 scale Viper ACR is beyond me.
You know what
maybe
happened?
Cody's
He
a short
probably
man.
tried to fit into it, and he couldn't fit.
No,
Someone
either that or
someone needs to bring him some
watermelon
law
in his
pack.
exhaust. Someone left his watermelon in his exhaust and pulled some of his HT leads.
And then put the seat all the way back.
See, that last thing wouldn't trouble me, but probably would trouble the rest of y'all. So,
yeah, okay, so beginning with some absolutely tragic news, glossing over that smug face, the Subaru STI, they've just announced that it is, from now on, going to be fully a milk float. It's going electric, and that's just tragic. It's absolutely tragic.
it is absolutely sad. I've driven in WRX STI, the most recent generation, and yes, the engine is like 30 years old, but it is charming and beautiful and wonderful. And even in stock form, I really don't understand why people upgrade these cars, because they are absolutely phenomenal to drive, even as like a stock vehicle. However, if you have one, and this is good news for my buddy who just who picked up a 2016 WRX STI to replace his deerified Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio.
Oh.
Well, yeah, he had a deer a while ago and replaced his QV with a WRX STI with only 9,000 miles on it
Which
at the time.
hopefully won't be Joe-fied as well.
No, it really hopefully it won't, because I have a feeling in terms of values, he's going to make more than what he paid for it. That in this car market, if my dad can probably sell his Honda Fit for 17 grand, then I'm pretty sure that WRX STI is going to go for like 50 or 60.
Yeah.
And I think there were some issues with the WRX and the STI. They weren't always the most reliable. For years, the transmission was basically made of glass. There were some issues to it. Also, most people who drove one were known for having maybe an actual STI, or were more likely like one count of felony evasion. So, actually, more than one count of felony evasion. Also, probably been known to hold up a vape shop. No, it is sad though. These cars are amazing, and there's really not much like them, and there's not really going to be anything like them again. Boxer 4-cylinders are amazing. Boxer engines are really nice in general. Such a great rumble from stock. It's going to be sorely missed.
Yeah. And that manual, I mean, it was one of the only vehicles that still sold new with the manual. And, yeah, you can't get that same
it's one of the
driving
few that
pleasure
are
out of a
sold
milk float.
with the manual that you'd actually want to have in manual. Because recently there are still a lot of manual hot hatches. They're just like, they feel like an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like the Golf R, it's an afterthought.
It's supposed to come with a DSG. That's what Volkswagen want you to do.
Even the Mark 7, so only the Mark 6 was meant for the stick. But the Mark 7s were known for basically, I think the first driver one, they had a manual press car. And the reviewer just goes, I can't wait to see what this is like with the DSG. But the thing is, they're an afterthought now. But for the STI, it was always the thought, because there was no other option. And unlike the normal WRX, there wasn't the maybe 6 seconds rev hang between shifts. So it was an overall. It's going to be very missed.
It's not just. It's pretty much a motoring institution. I mean, if you think of a Yobo car, If you ask anyone over the past 30 years, except some British people, because Fords, but outside of that, they're all going to say the WRX.
As a say, can we say to clarify that maybe Yabo cars that you've actually purchased with your own money? It's
Yeah,
WRX
actually
STI.
affordable Yabo mobiles, and Cody
No,
has finally
I'm saying even
come
in
out
Britain,
of
where
the
in Britain there were
burning
obviously a lot of old
inferno that
Fords.
was his Viper.
Yeah, I was also about to say I was to say on the matter of the old Fords, the only difference between that and WRX STI is that the WRX STI that you owned was actually yours, and you didn't start it from screwdriver
Yeah.
and borrow it from someone else.
Yeah,
I
mind
mean,
you, the
you were
Subies
going to
were.
give it back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you were going to give it back probably to the nearest ditch, but that's besides the point.
Upside down and on fire, that's how you give them back.
Well, on fire because it's an old Ford, and upside down because you're
No,
you know?
most of the times gang would steal the Ram Raider's shop, steal some liquor, and then burn the car. Chaos.
Oh my god.
Steal some liquor with which to burn the vehicle.
See,
I'm
the thing
not
is, it is
joking.
Britain. I would rather just talk to the shopkeeper, say, let's sample a few things, get him absolutely wasted, and just walk out with the booze.
Yeah.
I mean, they are British; they can't help themselves.
I mean,
Yeah.
but no, the WRX and STI were a motoring institution. They were, what the normal person would know as an enthusiast car. They were one of those sort of milestone cars. Like most people who knew a little bit about cars, especially in Britain, thanks to one son, Jeremy Clarkson, knew what a WRX was.
Everyone knows, like, think of it this way: you might not know what it is, but you definitely recognize the silhouette. You definitely recognize what it is.
Yeah,
definitely seen
you
one
instantly,
before.
yeah, you
It's a very
instantly know
familiar
what it is. You might not be able to recall it off the top of your head, but if you see one, you're like, I know what that is.
Or you might even say, "Oh, that's the rally car."
Yeah, that's what the WRX is. It's the rally car.
Yeah, I have friends at school who they're not by any means car enthusiasts, but there's the IT guy has a STI, and my friends saw it one day. They were like, "Oh, that's a cool car. Yeah, I've seen that before." And so like even non-petrol heads are like, "Yeah, I know that body shape. I know that huge wing." Yeah.
It's kind of like if you see like the four little rings around the headlights, you probably know it's some sort of BMW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if you see a grill the size of a dinner plate, you know it's a new one.
And if you see smoke, it's a JLR product.
Oh.
And if you see golf hats falling out of the trunk, it's a Lexus.
And if you see VW crossed out in red, you know it's an Audi.
I think the thing that sums the WRX up to me though is when Clarkson said, "This man has become a car enthusiast. Let's baptize him."
Yeah.
Dip our fingers into the petrol tank of a WRX and do a cross in it. That's what the WRX is. It's the first step into car. Once you like a WRX,
It is
you are
the
part of the car enthusiast.
I have a buddy who's a race car driver, and I forget what league he's in, but he's always out on the track. I've known him for a while, and he's been doing this for years, starting with go-karts and stuff. You know what his daily driver is?
What?
WRX hatch. WRX STI hatch.
Nice.
Wow.
And it's a wonderful car. I think it's like dark blue. Gorgeous.
And
Also, by the way, I think the WRX STI is going to really disappoint the cops because the lack of it is going to disappoint the cops because that was the #1 ticketed car for years.
Yeah.
They're gonna go, oh no, no more money with which to spend on pimping out the Vauxhall Astra Diesel. I've tuned up the Astra Diesel.
I mean, to be fair, in Britain,
for us, it's making that 5.7 liter Hemi actually work.
Yeah.
Look, the WRX
for more than 5 minutes.
Because police in Britain always had undercover sort of sporty cars to get into, racing events. Wherever you needed an undercover sporty vehicle, the WRX.
An Astra Diesel with a wing on it.
Maybe when they ran out of budget, but for most of the time, up until throughout the 20th century, it was a Ford, and then from 2000 onwards, it was a WRX. So I have no idea what we're doing. Humberside has
I'm just wondering with the Ford, did they just reach into the evidence locker and just pull whichever Ford they recently recovered from a theft?
I'm pretty sure a lot of them were just stolen, recovered by the end. Originally, they bought them. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a story where a police car got nicked at the scene of a crime. Someone else gets in and
I mean, it is
That'd
a
be
Ford
sad.
factor off from the pre-2000s.
Yeah. But yeah,
Haha,
for the
officer,
past
you're walking home.
for the past 22 years, it has been the WRX, and now with the GR, there's sort of something to pass the torch on to. But it's a motoring institution in Britain. They were huge. I mean, because of Colin McRae. As soon as he won that championship, the Impreza 2000 Turbo, which was our early version of the WRX, that blew up. I mean, they sold so many of them the moment Colin McRae won that championship. It's a huge loss.
STI was the spiritual successor to the Delta Integrale, except that it worked.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It's the final embodiment of those rally homologation it was the embodiment of those rally homologation specials, the WRX STI, the RS Cosworth, the Quattro. It was that embodiment carried forward into the 21st century, and losing it's huge.
I'm gonna miss that car a lot.
Yeah.
See, at least the nice thing about knowing the nice thing about going for used WRXs, WRX STI specifically, is I really don't have to give a shit what year it is because it's the same engine anyway.
Yeah.
But that is the definition of like they really did a Porsche when it came to that power plant, and they basically just a Porsche just sort of slightly
Porsche's design.
They're not very creative.
Yeah.
But they just sort of, at the end of the day, you get something that really shouldn't work, and they make it work because through constant evolution. That's what the WRX is, the WRX STI. The powertrain is like 25, 30 years old, but they have it down to a T now.
Yeah.
Like all car
they have an
companies, once
exhaust
they
down
perfect
to a
something,
T.
they say, you know what, fuck it, let's go, scrap it, moving on.
I mean, can you tell me many other four cylinders that sound like a WRX?
You tell me many other
Absolutely
six-cylinders that sound like a WRX.
Tell me any other engine at all that sounds.
It's such a beautiful. I love the choppiness of a Boxer engine. It's absolutely wonderful.
It's unique. You don't get that from anything else, really. I mean, there are other boxes around, but you don't get that note from anything else. With that note and the turbo going and everything,
it is going to be sorely missed. Absolutely. I'm not even upset about. Let's start. So obviously, it's upsetting that they're going to make it electric. It's the wrong thing to do. Because at least like the Mach-E was a crossover.
Yeah.
See, the problem is electric cars that are like electric enthusiast cars just won't sell. No. They don't sell. And there's a reason why they don't sell because
no, that's just because that's way too expensive.
I wouldn't say it's a performance car. It's not a performance car.
It's a very quick car.
It's very quick, but I could also take a Ram ProMaster mini, white work van and drop a V12 in the back and make it mid-engine and go really fast.
Yeah, and then you've turned it into a performance car.
Yeah, with the XA220 engine in it. Yeah.
That was actually the 220 prototype.
Stradman put a 1200 horsepower Hellcat crate engine into his Jeep Gladiator and then blew it up instantly.
Yeah.
But no, you can do that. You can make something go really fast in a straight line. But I had this conversation about the whole idea of is the 911 the supercar? And I said, well, if you under the logic, because somebody said it goes really fast. I said under that logic, then the M5 is also a supercar. The 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. But it doesn't look like it. It doesn't have all. It doesn't turn like a supercar. It doesn't.
But
have
then
all
the question is, what makes GTR more closer to a supercar than not? Because I've always thought the GTR as a supercar. Not the
I thought of it as a sports car.
See, I'm with you there. I don't have a.
I think it's kind
I thought
of
about this
class.
before. I don't have a good metric for why the GTR is not a supercar to me. It's just, for me, it's always been it's part of, at least with the original, it didn't quite look like one to me. It was really stubby. It was very portly. It was very heavy. It just didn't give that supercar impression to me.
At least
but it
the
didn't give that
original.
sports car
Look at the
vibe
R35 now.
Think about it this way: the Mazda MX-5 is a sports car, but it's nowhere near the same class as a Nissan GTR.
That's why I call it a junior sports car.
Yeah, that's more an MX-5.
That's why I think that the Nissan is kind of in a class of its own, because it's not quite a sports car, because it's got more power and it's got better handling, and it's a bit close to a supercar, but it's not quite that Lamborghini Huracan Aventador.
Yeah.
So it's kind of its own class, I think.
Yeah, because it was a supercar killer when it came out. It was one of the fastest accelerating cars.
To be fair, it was when it came out, it was £35,000, which
Which one?
was the money of an M3, and it could outgun a 911
I heard
turbo.
35,000 pounds.
Gallardo.
Number one, I forgot that you're
Right.
British. Number two, I thought you were talking about the weight of the car.
with some people's accounts of understeer, that wouldn't be inaccurate.
No, it's amazing though. They also like they're making a new GTR. I don't know what I think about that one. Obviously, I'd like to see it in the flesh, but maybe like to be a little smaller than the current generation. That said, here's the issue with the new WRX. Does any of you remember the Volvo S60 cross country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that was basically how to show that your company is having a huge identity crisis at the moment. Remember all like the
want to be
plastic cladding on the side of
SUV
it?
estate. Yeah.
It's called. Do I want to be an SUV? Do I want to be a sedan? Do I want to be an estate? No, I don't want to be any of
I
them.
think that
Please just put me out of my misery.
Yeah.
I think that's
Most
what killed
ridiculous
It's
thing
the-
ever created.
It's the you know that meme, that cat who's always frowning. That's what the Volvo. That's what the cross country gives me vibes of. It's just like always frowning. It's just sad.
Grumpy cat.
Grumpy cat. Grumpy
If I
cat.
was
Yeah.
the Volvo-
It gives me
if I was
mad
the Volvo
grumpy cat
S60 Cross
vibes.
country, I'd be sad too.
You know what makes me
You
think
know,
of
it
Grumpy
gives
Cat? The
Pontiac
original Mini
Aztec
Countryman.
vibes. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
The Mini Countryman.
Yeah, the first one, the first
Oh.
gen.
Well, that's the mini Paceman to me, because that's just that
yeah, that
monologue
too.
Kevin did. Where it was like, a dog weed on my wheel last night, and
I
then they
hate
stole
being
my
a mini.
pencil money. Yeah, that's that for me. It's just like, morning.
The Mini Paceman looks like the type of car where you ever seen like a stink bug?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has the profile of a stink bug.
It has. It's,
Same as the first gen Evoque.
yeah.
You know what that Volvo makes me think of? One of those movies where you get one of those girly girls that has to survive out in the wilderness, and so they have like Gucci military boots and
Yes.
fake
Yes.
outside lipstick. In fact,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
that
got a
looks
Louis
like.
Vuitton bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Pip.
It's just so fake.
It's Pimp My Desert Island.
Yeah. But what's sad to me about that is that reminds me of the Subaru Legacy that's lifted up like that, and that almost looks legit in comparison to that.
So they've taken the Bear Grylls approach to deserting.
Yes.
I need my
the new
five-star hotel. Hang on.
I think the direction of the new WRX is why the STI cannot go on. Because what was the WRX was the performance model, but now it's sort of a fast crossover model. What they've tried to do with it, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And I
got
don't
more
Why
of
can't
that
you just slap an EJ motor into a Crosstrek? That's basically what they did.
Yeah.
At least the Crosstrek has a
Because the
hatchback.
Crosstrek would handle like a brick outhouse.
Let
And
alone
you're
the fact that
saying
Crosstrek shouldn't
this
juicing
weird
exist.
looking ass.
Facts.
It's just a lifted.
One benefit of the Crosstrek is it still comes with a manual transmission. That's a very neat Subaru thing.
So does WRX.
Well, here's the thing.
So does WRC.
Because the Crosstrek is just an Impreza hatchback, all you gotta do is take the stupid suspension out, put Impreza hatchback suspension back in, and then
Then can I
bam.
drop an EJ motor and just bring back the WRX hatch?
Yeah, but they're never
Yeah.
gonna do that.
They ought to, though.
I think we all do. That'd be nice.
Please.
It's taken a bit
Subaru,
longer,
please
but
stop.
Subaru have done a Mitsubishi and walked away from their performance side entirely with this WRX, I reckon.
Yeah.
And
But-
meanwhile, so Mitsubishi's top selling car is like what? The Mirage?
Potentially, yeah.
Well, actually, on that,
I
I think
said
it's
Mitsubishi
the
Outlander
Outlander.
Uber.
It
Yeah.
is. Because
Yeah, I said
I've seen
Uber
a
Outlander.
surprisingly big amount of the new Outlanders. I'm
I
like,
think if it
Really.
Can I tell you a little story about the Mitsubishi Outlander? I was in one like 2 weeks ago as an Uber. Number one, it's like the only
My
SUV
condolences.
where my knees are like through my chest because that's how little legroom there is.
yeah,
Number two, you know how like there's like how like there's like either like a turnkey or a push button.
Yeah.
So it had a turnkey because it's it's a Mitsubishi Outlander, but because they're too cheap, to distinguish and to like make different sort of dash designs to accommodate the button or the key. Now, for reasons also unbeknownst to me, they could have done what Volkswagen did when they first turned push button. They just put the button where the keyhole was on the steering column. So
Yeah.
at least you don't have to make it too different. Yes, it was a little weird, but like it was still pretty integrated, seamless. No, the Outlander had a turn keyhole, right? But then it had a plastic outlining for where they normally would have drilled the hole to put the push button.
Did you see what they did when they were, because the American legislation, you have to have backup cameras now. Did you see what they did to the Mirage? They just went,
Yeah,
plonk.
just stuck one on the back.
Yeah,
Just stuck
that's
a
it.
Polaroid on the
could
back.
just-
F it, and then
I could just
shove
grab
it on.
I could just grab my GoPro and just slap it on the back and say that's my backup camera.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, that'll have better quality than the stupid Polaroid. It's a
Yeah,
GoPro.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a
just
Hero 6
Polaroid
Black,
stuff.
you're right.
No, here's the thing about Mitsubishi. They're very much a brand that has done a complete 180, and they now do not give two horses' ankles about building.
Very specific. Look, here's what they've done. They're the IBM.
Yeah,
of the car
they
world.
don't give a damn about making even a half decent vehicle anymore. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Even their normal cars nowadays, they're not known for great quality. The plastics are cheap. But
Yeah.
my
I'll
dad
tell you
said
one car that actually
best
is better.
car-
Like, what,
that he's driven during 20th century, before modern stuff, Astra stuff, modern cars.
Yeah.
The best car I drove
Yeah.
was a Mitsubishi Galant.
See, and back then that was saying a lot, but now.
Yeah, now
That
if I see a Mitsubishi Galant, I pull up, leave out, hide behind a tree, and then continue on my journey.
yeah.
The modern Lance, at least the one we got here in the U.S., is tragic. But the thing about Subaru, what you bring up about them leaving the performance division, is that Subaru is not Mitsubishi. They still have a foothold in the U.S. market and many other markets around the world. Like,
They're
they still
And also,
sell.
selling
at least
a
their
lot.
normal cars are like good.
Yeah, exactly. They can afford to have a performance version in the first place.
It's not like Mitsubishi or Porsche, which had to sell out because they were broke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Subaru's not in that position, so.
And I would argue this. It's not like the Mitsubishi's different than Porsche because when Porsche sold out, they actually made a good car.
That's also true,
I
yes.
wonder.
The Cayenne is a very good driving car.
Yeah.
I wonder if the guys at the top level of marketing of Subaru changed in between the last STI and this one, because they might be taking it in a completely different direction.
He might have
Maybe.
gotten an STI and became otherwise occupied. I said that out loud, didn't I?
Cody, can I just say, your laugh just then sounded like, in season 1 of the Grand Tour where Jeremy's trying to start up his Maserati by Turbo, and it's got that wheezing noise when it starts up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what your laugh sounded exactly like that just then. I was like, oh, he's been swapped for a Maserati. Okay.
Good Maserati
I
impression,
was say, I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was thinking more like wheezing giraffe. But
Same diff.
Dang.
Same diff. Maserati, dead rat.
Can I read you? I've gone to just for the like how sometimes there's the whole factor crap thing. Can I read to you from the Mitsubishi Mirage? Both about the same build quality, by the way. The Maserati Ghibli and the Mitsubishi Mirage.
One costs
so let me
5
read
times
you
as much,
For
though.
the 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, let me read from the dealer's page, from the web page. So it says, here are some of the things. Things just got real. As in, you've woken up the next morning and realized you've made a horrific mistake. And then, class-leading fuel economy. I don't think that's true because Fred Flintstone's car runs better. It doesn't take gas.
And didn't Doug Demiro said it was
Reliable
inefficient
and
for its
affordable.
size?
Reliable and affordable, as if a Toyota Yaris or a Honda Civic are not.
Fit. Doesn't exist.
What else? Competitive turning radius. This is how you know you're getting desperate for things to highlight.
Oh no, the
And,
world.
what was that car company? I think it was Citroen that said
Laminated windscreen.
laminated windscreen and manual
Manually
manual
adjusted
winding
door
windows.
mirrors.
Yeah, manual adjusting door mirrors.
Oh
As opposed to
god.
electric.
Manual adjustable door mirror.
No, the other one, they had
Versatile
15-inch steel
cargo
wheels
space.
as a feature.
Versatile cargo space.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe next to a Vespa,
Yeah.
but no. See, here's the thing: the Vespa.
No,
has,
you
like,
gotta
you
think in
see
terms
people
of.
with Vespas. Like, you got these like giant racks in the back, and it's like those little bags that women carry. That's like, how the fuck did you just pull out a hippopotamus from that thing?
No, Jake, you gotta see it in context. See, the Mirage has a versatile cargo space compared to a bicycle.
No, I'm gonna say this: my bicycle, you could hook up to the back wheel a little cart and pull it along, and I guarantee it was faster than the
You can
Mirage
put more than that
and more
and
practical.
faster.
I
And you
reckon
have less
over-
thought.
One thing. This is a college student thing to do. We took my friend's Volkswagen Beetle convertible, and he needed to move house real quick, and he put everything in by just dropping the top and like tying it down or broke.
Yeah.
Anyway,
bad
do you want
moments.
to see what it says? It says 39 mpg combined, and oh, by the way, here's a headline statistic. It has a total of 5 seats.
Gosh, goodness. As if my Audi didn't. Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go anywhere, do anything. Maximum compact, which is an oxymoron. It's like jumbo.
Yeah.
Or
Maximum
sober Englishmen. So let's see what it says. Go anywhere, do anything. They forgot to.
Surely
say
they
about
could
the
have
part
said
that says,
minimal
except
size.
very late and very embarrassed.
Minimal
I'm
size
gonna-
would have sounded a lot better.
But we also have this. This stylish, dynamically designed compact vehicle is deceptively roomy on the inside with versatile cargo space so that you can take who or whatever along for the ride. The tight turning radius makes narrow city streets seem bigger and parking anywhere a breeze.
Ooh.
Maybe.
As if a Mini Cooper
doesn't exist. No,
wouldn't do that.
actually, to be fair, the modern Mini Cooper is huge. It is gigantic.
I love the modded Mini Cooper because I can comfortably fit in it.
As if the Honda
They're
Fit
Jake-sized
doesn't
cars.
exist.
Or the Nissan
You know,
Versa,
I'm
which
not gonna say
even
it,
that's
I'm
not
gonna
a
say
great
this.
car.
What
The
I'm
Yeah.
Honda
saying,
Fit from 10 years ago, my dad's Honda Fit, I watched the Doug DeMuro video on the new Mirage, and all the features that they had were things like the base spec, the top trim Mirage had as many features as the poverty spec Honda Fit that my dad has from 10 years ago.
I will say
12
this.
years ago now.
I will say this about the Mirage. I think the best market it sells in is India, and I think that tells you a bit about how this car was built. Cheaply,
That says a
Hold on.
lot.
They make a black edition Mirage. Let me read you this one too. Make a statement in black. The Mirage is now available in an exclusive black edition trim and includes head-turning standard 15-inch black alloy wheels, a black roof spoiler, and black side mirror caps. Vibrant red grille accents and a sophisticated leather steering wheel with red stitching are the perfect complements to this sleek-looking ride.
Can I say something?
This is painful to read. Hold on, can I continue?
Yeah, go
For our
ahead.
amusement. Fuel economy. More for less. Zip past the pumps with the Mirage's class-leading fuel economy. The Mirage CVT rocks an impressive combined 39 miles per gallon. So you can go the distance and watch your budget. Well, there's a small thing. Where I live, we have these things called hills. So number one, it wouldn't be that efficient. And number two, you couldn't go anywhere because you couldn't go up the hill.
Where I live, we have these little things called traffic jams, which use up quite a lot of fuel. So
Yeah.
here's the thing, Mitsubishi. Here's how you
Also,
write
you have a lot of
descriptions.
pickup trucks. So the thing is,
Yeah.
imagine you're driving along in a little Mitsubishi Mirage in Texas. Wouldn't you just feel like you lunched for the F-150 behind you?
also,
You would be better
highways.
off going into like one of those, like taking a Ram 3500 dually and just putting the Mirage in the bed of the truck and going that way.
Highways in and around where I live generally tend to be at least 4 lanes, and people tend to go quite quickly. And so I don't think I think I would get eaten for lunch by
There's a
You
video
on the
on
highway.
Texas.
You wouldn't get
There's a
to.
good video on the Texas highways of a guy doing maybe 105 miles per hour cruising, and he said, and you look up and he said, the reason why I'm doing this very comfortably, even though there's a cop in front of me, is I'm doing this because I have it on radar cruise control and it's following his speed.
Game the system. I just
You know,
want
it's
to
like,
say,
just like that follow the car in front of you thing.
Yeah, the adaptive, it slows down,
Adaptive
it speeds up
control.
when you speed up. Yeah.
See, here's the thing. If you look, not all cheap cars are a penalty box. You know, I like the Volkswagen Golf, and even the Honda Civic is really good too, and the Corolla hatch. You know,
yeah.
those are good quality cars that are just for a little bit more
And that's
money.
from a country which doesn't do small, good quality. That's in a market which doesn't normally have good, small quality cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, in Britain, you have Fiesta, the Focus,
yeah, and you know, and even Volkswagen do a great Golf.
yeah.
Then why the hell can't Mitsubishi do a decent car anyway? Hold on. Advanced safety features. We're not done yet.
Oh, crikey.
Advanced safety
Crikey.
features. Get there safely. We take your safety seriously. The Mirage is equipped with life insurance. I mean, a whole host of advanced safety features so that you can conquer the road with confidence. First off, it has standard forward collision mitigation and pedestrian detection. Be warned when a car or pedestrian is in front of you. If brakes are not applied and the risk of a collision is imminent, the forward collision mitigation automatically attempts to apply the brakes. However, the thing is, if you hit the person, your car is totaled and he just gets up and walks away.
Also, they're saying like that's a novel thing to have on a car.
Available lane departure
Over a
warning.
250,000 vehicles have that now, so
not
it's nothing
done yet.
special.
I'm not done yet.
Go on.
You're not.
What other tasks can they
Available
put?
lane departure warning. The lane departure warning system continually monitors your lane position and gives you a gentle reminder if it detects you're drifting. Then there's automatic high beam. The Mirage detects when vehicles are approaching ahead of you and automatically dims the headlights to reduce glare for other drivers. See, here's the thing. The Mirage headlights are cracked. So on full beam, nobody would flash you anyway. They just think that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Trust me, I had an
They wouldn't even think-
F-3328i. We know
You'd
about
actually
this.
get pulled over by the police, and they would say to you, "Why haven't you got your headlights on?"
So you know you should have your daytime running lights on at night. Hold on. Oh, look, seating and cargo. I'm not done yet. This is actually the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. This page. Take a seat at the head of the class. Pile cargo space. Makes the Mirage an ideal ride for day trips in the city or getaway in the country.
Hell no.
When your seats are down, you can enjoy 47 cubic feet of space. And when they're up, you still get an impressive 17.1 cubic feet of cargo room. Continuing on.
Impressive.
Go the distance, because apparently they haven't highlighted that the MPG is pretty par for the course of the small subcompact hatchback. Go the distance, and also I suspect because they're running out of.
How
food
many
today.
times have they said "go the distance"? They've said that about 5 times.
A lot, because you know, like when you tell yourself that you can do something because you don't quite believe that you can, but you
Yeah.
say it enough times and you believe it.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing here.
go the distance. Go the distance. Yeah.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Ah, who am I kidding? I'm bullshitting myself. Okay. MPG, go the distance. Beat one of the most fuel-efficient compact vehicles available. Go further and get more bang for buck with 36 MPG in the city, 43 on the highway, and 39 MPG combined with the CVT. I'm pretty sure on the most recent road trip in the 330i, I'm pretty sure we made 43 MPG on the highway.
It's
That's a BMW.
a 3-liter BMW.
It's because you know the names don't matter anymore. It's a 2-liter BMW. Because the 340i is not a 4-liter twin turbo V8.
It's
It's an
oh yeah, that's a three. The 330.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm thinking about this now. If you get a Volkswagen Jetta with a stick, Car and Driver found that you could get 48 mpg in their testing. 48. That's more than like a Prius. So
yeah,
why,
more than the second gen.
of all things that is holy, would you then go get a Mirage? Really? What are you doing? You're stupid.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Especially Mirage,
Okay,
making the
here-
Prius
With
look
its,
credible.
with its measly 39 mpg combined.
Here
Well,
is
how much power
quote
does it
from-
have? That
Hold on, I'm
39
not done yet. I'm not done yet because it gets better.
How much more of this do you have?
Okay, here's a testimonial from an Instagram user. And if you guys use Instagram, you know that Instagram users also what happens when the account gets removed by Instagram
It's
for being like
for the merely
fraudulent or
knowledgeable
like,
people who
bad.
have nowhere else to go, yes, because they've been kicked off even the least known forums, yeah.
No, here's the thing. No, here's the thing about Instagram users. It's like they've been banned from Instagram.
No,
They
it's
tried it for saying that the
literally
Mirage is a
the
good car.
Daily Mail. It's literally the Mail Online's target audience. Merely Mail.
My first car in the USA. Great for those who are a student and need a car that doesn't break, and with an affordable price. Great car for this category. I'm sorry, the fucking Fiesta exists.
I'm sorry, the
well, for
Honda
reliable-
Civic exists.
Yeah.
Even
I'll
the Fit
argue
exists.
the
Because as I
Civic
said, a
is-
12-year-old Fit has more options than a loaded new
Yeah.
fucking, like a loaded like 2018 Mirage.
The Mirage, making the Prius look credible since 2013.
Yeah,
Which,
basically.
here's the thing, at least the Prius gets better MP.